Hello everyone, I'm Atiqah Binti Ambo, BS 20110216. We will explain about our targeted species of this feed formulation. Our targeted species is Clarias garipinus, or known as African catfish. We chose this species even though they are not a native species in Malaysia because in the past 2 decades, the culture activity of this species has grown tremendously, which become the highest produce of finfish culture in either freshwater or brackish water. The taxonomy level of African catfish is that is from kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, class of Teleostae, order Siluroformes, family Claridae, genus Clarias, and species Clarias garipinus by Burchell 1822. Our targeted species have a biology of an omnivorous bottom feeder which occasionally feed at the surface of water. Hence, it is very important to produce a floating pellet to feed them. Besides, they will migrate to rivers and temporary streams to spawn that usually take place during rainy season in flooded deltas. Moreover, they are widely tolerant at extreme environment, which water parameters appear to play a minimal role during culture activity. Their maximum weight can go up until 60 kg. These fish also able to grow up to 170 cm and can reach 15 years of age. That's all from me. Thank you very much. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nazwa Syahnim and I will talk about nutrient requirements for African catfish. Catfish feeds are made up of major and minor ingredients combined in the right proportion to give required nutrient to fish that feed on them. Certain ingredients are major because they form the larger proportion of the feed, even up to 96% of the total feed ingredients. However, minor ingredients are needed in very small quantity in feed, but their importance cannot be overlooked. Absence of feed ingredients needed in small quantity can reduce the efficiency of your feed to about 50%. Therefore, understanding of both major and minor ingredients is needed to prepare an efficient catfish feed. It's been suggesting that the basic nutritional requirements during the grow-out phase range from 40 to 43% for protein, 10 to 12% for dietary lipid, and between 15 and 32% for carbohydrate. Both animal and plant proteins are well digested and can be used to varying degrees to replace fish meal and soybean meal in the diet. Farmers have found that adding a general vitamin and mineral premix such that it makes up 1% of the diet is more than adequate to fulfill micronutrient requirements. A more recent study has shown that mineral supplementation of feed containing 27% fish meal had no beneficial effect on growth of juvenile African catfish. They suggest that it is not necessary to include a mineral mix into diets that contains high proportion of fish meal.
Hello and good morning. My name is Petricia Eleng Samin. First of all, let's take a look of our ingredient on our fish feed for adult African catfish. The ingredients are fish meal, soybean meal, tapioca starch, lipid oil, CMC binder, vitamin premix, mineral premix, and water. This feed formulation is contain protein, lipid, carbohydrate, binder, vitamin, minerals, and water. There are 2 types of protein, which are animal source and plant source. Animal source are the most important protein source for fish feed due to the amino acid profile. The best source for animal protein are fish meal, while among the plant protein, soybean meal is the one of the best quality. The price of soybean meal are lower than fish meal, which make soybean meal based diets are more economical than the added cost from supplemental amino acid. Lipids play an important role as a source of energy, especially for lipid nutrient in fish, which the availability of carbohydrate for energy is very low. Starch has been added to provide an inexpensive form of energy. CMC binder is used to bind every nutrient ingredient together. It is also for use as a food additive. Vitamins play an important role in a range of physiological processes, including reproduction, growth, and maintenance of epithelial cells. Next, minerals are important for healthy cells, metabolic enzymes, and even for maintaining healthy scalp.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, this slide I will explain about dietary specification of feed formulation. Okay, first is protein, which is 50%, with fraction 35% is fish meal protein, 11% soybean protein, and 60% with gluten. Okay, and then lipid, which is 15%, vitamin 2%, mineral 2%, binder 2%, and carbohydrate 15%. Okay, this slide I will explain about proximate analysis of ingredient in percent DM basis, which is I will explain more detail about percentage of each ingredient in moisture, lipid, and protein. Okay, first is fish meal, 8.45 for moisture, for lipid 8.7, for protein 71.35, for soybean meal 11.27, for lipid 1.35, for protein 45.82, for tapioca starch 12.4, for CMC carbomethyl cellulose binder for moisture 15.41, with gluten for moisture 6.4, for lipid 5.7, and the last protein 72.5.
The calculation for 500 grams of fish feed for adult African catfish are identified. The measurement for the ingredient are 268 grams of fish meal, 136 grams of soybean meal, 500 grams of lipid oil, 12 grams of CMC binder, 10 grams of vitamin premix, 10 grams of mineral premix, 15 grams of tapioca starch, and 218 of water.
Hi, this is the process making for African catfish formulated feed. Here are some ingredients that we use, such as tapioca starch, mineral premix, lipid oil, fish meal, soybean meal, vitamin premix, wet gluten, and also CMC. So we started weighing the ingredients by referring the exact weight as our diet formulation sheet. Alright, so now we're moving to the mixing process, where we start to put the less wet ingredients first, such as the mineral premix and all. The most importantly is we need to mix all the dry ingredients thoroughly. Refer to the video, we can see that each ingredient has the exact weight needed to be mixed all together. For example, the vitamin premix we need to put on 10 gram, CMC 12 gram, and more on. Also 45 gram of wet gluten, 136 gram of soybean meal, plus more on 268 gram of fish meal. Mix all the dry ingredients all together and mix it by hand thoroughly. Alright, next we need to seize the lipid oil first in order to separate the clump from the lipid oil while weighing it. Then 50 grams of lipid oil is slowly poured into the dry ingredients and make sure to mix them well. After the lipid oil and other dry ingredients are well mixed, slowly pour 218 grams of water and again mix it thoroughly. After done being mixed all together, seize it to get a smooth and beautiful mixture. Next, put the mixture into the pelletizer machine and slowly push it in. This process needs to be repeated 3 times to get the desired form. Carefully spread them then on the steel tray and make sure to not let the mixture overlap, and this is to help fasten the drying process later on. Alright, next move to the last process, which is the drying process. We are going to set the timer for 12 hours with 45 degrees temperature. After 12 hours, the sample is done. You can take it out from the drying machine and cool it down for a while. That's all from us. Thank you.
I'm Mohd bin Aming will present about the feeding strategies. For the feeding rate, 5% to 8% body weight per day will be applied. However, 5% is more than enough since there are plenty of microalgae natural nutrients can be consumed by the catfish in culture tank. Growth will decrease if more than that because energy reshuffling in the fish catabolism which inhibiting its growth, as studied has been found by Marimoto. As for feeding frequency, we feed twice per day at around 8 morning and 5 afternoon should be enough. Excessive feeding frequency would cause higher production costs due to the waste of high-value diets. It also worsening water quality, leading to the appearance of pathologies and mortality. As for feeding delivery, broadcast feeding method is basically spreading feed all over the pond to ensure all catfish eat evenly. This method is advisable to use when the fish are still around the post-juvenile stage. Spot feeding method by feeding in certain place also can be employed to monitor the catfish condition. So it is essential for us to comprehend proper feeding management since cannibalism could occur in this species if wide different in size. Optimization the feeding strategies is crucial for the success of any aquaculture practice. That's all from feeding strategies. Thank you very much.